Kate McClellan, pro wedding planner with over 16 years of experience helping more than 400 couples down the aisle. I started Planning Collective to help all couples get through the overwhelm of wedding planning by sharing my actionable tips and tools that I've used over the years working with my clients. We'll focus on getting rid of what I like to call FOWO, the fear of wedding oversight. This is an unfortunate condition that almost every couple will suffer from at some point. Let's get you back to enjoying the planning process. Here we go. Hey guys, Kate here. Welcome back to another episode of the Wedding Planning Collective podcast. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that I don't see covered very often, and that is bustling your wedding dress. Before we get into the details, though, let's go over what a bustle actually is. Most wedding dresses have a train of some sort, some longer than others, and the bustle is what transitions that train to be the same length as the rest of your dress, so you can move around much easier in your wedding gown throughout the evening. It's typically made up of buttons, hooks, or ties that are hidden into the design of the dress and are almost always done by your seamstress while they're doing your alterations. There are many different styles of bustles. Some are very simple and others more elaborate. Generally speaking, though, the more fabric and layers you have, the more complicated your bustle is going to be. You'll typically have a few hidden buttons or hooks on the outside of your dress, with loops of thread that you'll bring around the button or hook that brings up the fabric. For a French bustle, or for dresses with multiple layers, you may have ties under the dress, and tying them together brings up the train to be level with the rest of your dress. One of the most common questions we get regarding the bustle is, do I need to bustle my dress? I mean, you most likely love your train. That's one of the things that sets a wedding dress apart from other dresses. So why not show it off through the entire reception, right? Simple answer, it's going to really get in the way if you don't bustle it. Regardless of the length, you'll be constantly picking it up, shifting it out of the way, and people will be stepping on it. Both you and your new spouse will be tripping over it while you walk, and it will be next to impossible to dance with your guests if it's not bustled. It's going to get pretty annoying. Now that we've gone over the what and the why about bustles, let's chat a little bit about the when and the who of it all. I recommend that you bustle your dress after the ceremony and formal photos are done and before you head into cocktail hour or the reception. When you're trying to navigate around people, tables, and the dance floor, the train can be a big trip hazard, so it's best to have that taken care of before you go into the reception. I know some brides like the idea of having their train down for the first dance, but unless you plan on moving very little during the dance, you'll definitely want to bustle it first. So, who helps you bustle your dress on the wedding day? If you have a planner, they can definitely help you out with this. We'll usually do this in a bridal suite or off to the side somewhere, but we've definitely also done a bustle right in the middle of the party while the bride can still be chatting with the guests. Planner aside, it's a great job for a maid of honor or someone in your wedding party, and moms are also a great go to for this task. And sometimes it's better to have more than one set of hands to make the process go quicker. Now that we've covered the basics, let me share some bustle tips that will come in handy on your wedding day. 1. Even if you have a small train or really want to leave the train down throughout the entire reception, I highly recommend you have a bustle put in anyway. It's not going to be noticeable, so if you don't end up using it, that's fine. But if you do find yourself getting annoyed by all the people accidentally stepping on your dress, yourself included, you're going to be very happy that you have an option to use the bustle. 2. At your first alterations appointment, ask the seamstress if they are able to number or color code the ties or hooks on the bustle. It's not always possible without being visible from the outside, but if you have ties or hooks under the dress, having each of the ends numbered or color coded will make it much easier to know the order rather than it being a big guessing game. The bustle is usually put in last, so make sure to invite your maid of honor, mom, or whoever will be helping with the bustle to that final fitting appointment. The seamstress can show them how it works, and better yet, especially if you don't have somebody available to go to the appointment, take a video of them demonstrating how the bustle works so you'll have something to reference on the wedding day. Number 4, having a crochet hook handy might make it easier to get the loop over the button, so I recommend packing one of those with you for the reception. This will also come in handy if your dress has buttons with loops along the back, and your maid of honor's nails will certainly thank you. Number 5, make sure that you add some time into your timeline to have the dress bustled. If it's a small train with 1 to 3 loops, it's not going to take that long. But the more elaborate bustles can definitely take a while. And if you have a lace overlay, it may be a simple bustle, but it can certainly take some time to find those loops that are hidden in the design of the lace. And finally, number 6, make sure you have a variety of sizes of safety pins on hand at the reception. Even bustled, it's inevitable that someone will step on the dress, and it usually happens on a packed dance floor. Safety pins are the most commonly used item from my emergency kit on a wedding day, and most of the time it's to fix a broken bustle. You can fix it from under the dress most of the time, so the pin isn't even going to be visible. There you have it, everything you need to know about your wedding gown bustle. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your favorite takeaway from today's episode? Head on over to the Wedding Planning Collective Facebook group and let me know. And if you found this episode helpful, I would love it if you could give me a quick review. It would mean the world to me, and it would help other couples find the wedding planning help they need. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next episode.